Are you ready, Ming?
Hold on.
You
I'll
gonna
tell you when. And we're recording.
I do my best.
There we go.
Right?
That works. Hello, Jambars Nation. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is our third episode, podcasting here, and we are happy to be back here. Remember to like and subscribe. Also, check our website, www.jambarsoccer.com. And we are excited to go with this third podcast because we have the privilege of having Nguyen join us here. So we are excited about it because today we're going to talk about science behind football. Very, very interesting topic. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to pass this thing to Minh to introduce himself, talk to you a little bit about himself, and then we can take it from there. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Oumar. My name is Minh from the Jayhawk Athletic Performance Lab. Which camera do I look at?
Either one.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So my work in sports science is heavily soccer focused, which is why I got this opportunity here from Joe and Oumar to talk to the academy and the players and the parents regarding the science behind soccer. The goal of our lab for soccer research is to translating scientific evidence in exercise science, health science, biomechanics into coaching, trainings, performance on the field for soccer players.
That's fantastic. That's fun. Science behind soccer. I mean, it's something that I struggled a long time ago, to be honest with you, just because I guess I was uneducated or whatever, so I didn't have that conceptions. But, my relationship with Borussia Dortmund, Germany, BVB, opened my eyes into that because when I went there, science was important to them in football. So shout out to Flo, Marcus, those guys on the way. But science did really open my eyes these days, and there's a lot to it. So I'm excited to talk to you about it and learn a little bit more about it. So the first thing I have for you is the questions I want to ask you is what does science tell us about what makes an elite soccer player?
Okay, before I get into the questions though,
Yes.
I share a little bit. Okay, so my background was in sports science
Okay.
to start with. Okay, I was an engineer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So soccer is like a hobbies, the thing that I do on the side.
Yeah.
Do engineering job during the day, coaching, strength conditionings,
Oh, wow.
and soccer, and hosting soccer tournament over the weekend for the youngers, for the young kids.
That's
That's why I
amazing.
get into this.
Yes.
And like you said, the more I do get into this stuff, there's a lot of things that I don't know. And after several years working engineering,
Yeah.
the Asian family prophecy that you have to,
Yeah.
I make a hard cut and jump into entrepreneurship, sport business and stuff. And so I started strength conditioning gyms. And when you really into the game now, there's a lot more things that you don't know. That's why I started sports science degree officially journey back in school for my master and my PhD now. What make an elite player that you ask? Elite players, I think there's so many factors going into, and coming from another culture, especially in Asia, we have different club sports system compared to the US school sports system. In the European country, club sports system. First, we have to define what do you mean by elite? College player, elite. Here in the US, college player elite.
Yeah.
In my country, not very much, right? Because it's a club sports system.
Yes.
You work your way through the club team. Are you playing for national team? Are you elite? Are you talking about that elite? College elite? Female soccer elite?
Youth academy elite, maybe?
Yeah. So
Sporting
youth
kids.
academy elite. So that's the population we focus on. then it's a lot more stuff to be considered because saying youth, there's many ages group, and there is, prematurity, after maturity, all those play into the equations. But to say defining a good youth players and not yet good football player would be, I would say, very similar to the elite players, to the national team, to Olympian athletes. It's the physical, tactical, skill, technical, psychological, and environmental too. Yeah. The other day you and me kind of talk about decision making too.
Yes.
Understanding of the game. But I would put this one thing on top of everything. Okay.
Which one?
For a youth player, probably the love of the games.
Oh, okay.
I think that gonna separate the average and the very good players is how much love that player put into the system. Because I think at that point in time, physicality is not showing yet, or we cannot really tell, which one gonna be stronger than the others going into the future. But at that time, the kids that live thinking about soccer, sleep dreaming about soccer, probably gonna become very good players.
That is super interesting. We talk about the love of the game being the first point, the shield of everything, which is very important. I guess this is good for coaches out there to keep that in mind because I gotta love it, to be passionate about it in order for that elite reach. But I gotta go back a little bit because you brought something very interesting. You talk about engineering to science. That transition
to sport,
that transition is a little intriguing for me. If you want to touch base a little bit, how was it difficult to go from being an engineer to a science, or was it a connection between the two?
To me, there's a lot of connecting things. So I was, doing a lot of engineering jobs, sitting in the office at the desk 8-10 hours a day. Feel like my physicality slowly going away. I say, this is not for me. I want to feel healthy. So transferring into coaching. Of course, you're jumping around, you exercise pretty much all day on your feet. But having that perspective, there's always a balance. Too much sitting is not good. Too much jumping around is not good. And physically, I always being very active, so that's not a problem. But I think the knowledge is when you really get into the game, you have to find a way to really study and really researching the real evidence-based knowledges that back up whatever you do in terms of coaching, in terms of training, in terms of sharing with athletes. Probably the most struggling spot that I found going straight from really engineering background into coaching. I say small business type of coaching only, not as big as like big team, big academy yet. Was that I see the most important parts of coaching an athlete, because that was a commercial gym back in the day. So I have many types of athletes, not only soccer. It is the understanding of the sports. I think that's one of the thing that I realized early, that you have to understand sports, understand the sport that they play in order to program, in order to know the movement requirements,
Yeah.
the game requirements,
Yeah.
and believe it or not, this is one of the concerning things for when you try to link science theory books into into a sport games, into movements, because I love this one quote. They say, never trust a coach who never deadlifting,
Oh.
who's not deadlifting. Yeah, from the book Skin in the Game. I don't know if you heard the book. Yeah, very, very, very good book for coaching and for sports scientists. But you have to understand the athlete, understand the coach, be on the field in order to translating science into real world applications.
That's crazy. That's that relationship, right? That's being able to been there, done it, so you can relate, pretty much. So guys like, let's say coaches, current colleague of mine or players, when you talk about science, you talk about football. Some people may have their eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? So, what would you tell those people? What is science in soccer?
That part is also very important things that a sports scientist need to learn to do is talking to coaches
Yeah.
regarding science, because we from totally different background. So communications, understand the sport coach, understand his philosophy, his game plan, his tactics, in order to translating your science knowledge to the coaches. To me, I keep it simple. Okay,
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. Even my parents asking me like, "What do you do?
Yeah.
What is sports science? What is soccer science?"
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a new
That's a
new
fair
industry.
question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, nobody like, hey, why are you doing this? You know. But I would say soccer science for soccer is we're using scientific evidence, scientific knowledge to answer questions in the soccer world. It is performance, it is training, and that's one way. The other way backward is during the coaching, during the training, during the game. Athlete raise questions, coaches raise questions. We then getting that feedback. As a scientist, we try to use scientific evidence to answer those questions. So that's a two-way bridge for sports science in soccer.
Yes.
Yeah, talking deeply in terms of things, technologies here and there. A lot of things nowadays. You can 10,000 different company. I don't know, 10,000 different training methods. But the basic behind everything is connecting scientific evidence, scientific knowledge to explain sport concept, explaining soccer concept. Yeah.
Because it's all about allowing the players just to perform at a top-notch level. So we need more evidence to make sure they can do that. They can not only do that to the top elite level, but also do that regularly during the seasons without injury, without anything else.
Yeah.
So can science be broken down to different steps, such as performance psychologically, the biomechanic side of it, this injury prevention side of it, the technology and data. So we talk about the training and nutrition. Are they all science related, or is it the sum to science, or some of them?
Can you say the question?
Yes,
again?
the question is, can science be broken down into these different steps? We talk about the biomechanics.
Yeah.
Science here, we talk about the performance and the psychological side of it. We talk about the injury prevention step or level, or the technology and data. So can it be break down into those steps, and can you take all of those things and say that's part of science?
Uh, I would say science um, pretty much a part of each category that you just described. So for thinking about science, you think chemistry, physics, math.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
basic. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So all those equations, all those knowledges can go into biomechanics, movement analysis. All those equations can also go into psychological measurements. All those can go into physiological measurements, heart rate, blood flow, everything like that can go into during game endurance type of athletes. So we try to use many side of science to explain a concept in sports. But I think maybe your question is like, in order to say help an athlete improve his movement, what do we use for going there?
Yes, definitely. So if I said, for instance, when I refer to the performance side of it, and I said, well, Ming, can you explain to me, within the science background you have, why this player recover faster than this player? Is it related to science, that aspect? Why do you recover faster than me? And is it science related or not?
Run faster?
Yeah,
or?
no, recover. Like when we are playing soccer,
recover? Okay.
yeah, we're playing a game,
Okay.
and you can see some athletes don't have an issue recovering within, seconds they recover, they get back, they are on the top notch. You got some athletes that struggle. So is it based on science or no?
I would say we try to explain everything with science, but we can never explain everything with science. That's the thing. That's why we go to church every Sunday.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, I certainly see we try to have a system to measure, to monitor, to explain the question that you just have regarding recovery.
Yeah.
We measure everything, how his body compositions, how his sleep last night, how much nutrition that he consumed several days before the match, leading into recovery.
Yes.
So all those go into a math equations. All those go into, say, that is before the game, after the game, what type of nutrition, how many hours of sleep, what activities he's doing, what his psychological state, go into that. What lead to an athlete recovery faster than the others? Like I said, there's several factors. And in order to explain that, that's why we have sports science system in place, because we have to bring all the numbers into an equations, and then seeing what numbers actually affect this athlete more than the others. And I bet it's different in population, different team as well.
Okay. You think it's like different because of the culture?
Because of the culture, the mentality, female players versus male players, and there's so many differences that go into that one question. So it's all the one answers that a lot of sports scientists, when they try to answer this question, is depend, who are you talking about. But I know, like, those type of answers sounds kind of, like you're not sure about things. But for those that only give one answer to apply to everyone, I think that's have a negative side of it as well, because sometimes it's not working that way. One answer can fit to all questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's really depends on whoever situation it is.
It is, yeah.
But that's why we're monitoring.
Yeah.
We're monitoring. We try to score. Is that athlete really psychological,
Mm-hmm.
tough,
Yes.
resilience?
Mm-hmm.
Is that athlete has good sleeping
Habit.
ritual?
Mhm.
Habits.
Mm-hmm.
Is that athlete have good nutrition plan and
Yeah.
following it good?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the movement,
Yeah.
the things that they do outside of training, outside practice at home, to recover,
Mhm.
to there's so many going into one answers,
Mm-hmm.
but we try to find a way to quantify those categories.
That makes sense.
Quantify it to and then linking the number to the situation. Yep.
So you can expand it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. One of the awakening for me, again, was my first trip in Germany and seeing Borussia Dortmund Youth Academy, and they were talking about genetics.
Yeah.
So at first it's like, how can they tell? So they were using scientific evidence pretty much based on genetics to start predicting players and the outcome.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. Can you
Yeah.
go a little bit deeper into that? Like I'm like, okay, dude, you are talking about the future. You are telling me what's gonna happen in the future between these two players because of their genetics. I mean, it's like that blows my mind. I mean, science is crazy. Can you elaborate?
Yeah. For youth development, the easiest example that I can see in terms of genetics is say height
Mm-hmm.
development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the simple one fit all equation, probably the average between the father and the mother heights,
Yeah.
gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
the child height and there's a range around that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But saying to get that numbers, so that's going part of the genetics that you just answered. And for a goalkeeper position to
Yeah.
predict, hey, if you're gonna go play in the EPL,
Yeah.
I don't think you can be shorter than 6 foot tall to be a players.
To be a good one.
To be a good goalkeeper at all.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's an easy answer, but go into deeper in terms of genetic testing. A lot of those, like they go back several generations. Do you have those, fighter plots in you? Yeah. There's a lot of technologies now. I think can read your ADN's chain and really break it down to like information for your whole life.
Yeah.
But I think the government kind of controlling that a
Yeah.
lot more because it's kind of invasive. Because I don't know what they do at BVP. Do they like really genetic testing the athlete, or they just
Yes. They did genetic testing, and matter of fact, what they do, they have training based on that. So instead of doing training today to where it's about age group now, they go with genetics, meaning you can be a U14 player, you pass the U12 because genetics wise, your genetics is based with the U12.
Okay.
So you can be a U12 because your genetics wise is best for U15, and you practice for U15 player. They have those type of practice to learn more and see more data and then more evidence about what they're going for, which is, like I said, it blows my mind. I was crazy to see that because I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I don't think we haven't get to that point, but hopefully we are working toward that because clearly the game of football is changing. I guess every single sport is changing, but the game of football is changing tremendously in the sense of getting bigger, being more specific, and crazy, which lead me to these questions. It can be a very, very fun one for me because when you see AI and all those things, could technology ever replace some coaching decision?
This depends. Give you the easy answer for to
Yes,
get
what do
my
you
way
say?
out.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. Let's bring it back a step. When you say, you know, U12 playing U14, I give you a little bit more information regarding that. It's maturity measurements.
Okay.
So there's several ways to measure maturity that you don't need to do, you know, like really invasive genetic testing for that. There's already established equation out there.
Okay.
Yeah, they measure your bone height, so your leg height compared to your trunk height to see are you a early developers, are you a late developers? So those type of athlete of decision making can information can help coaches to grouping athletes. So if the athlete really mature now, you know, really look like a man, they're not gonna play with, you know, all those the other kids who's really not mature yet. So bring him up to an older age group. So all the player can be trained based on their biological age, not really chronological age. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. And that can lead a lot into decision making too, especially for those club sports system, not the school sports system country. Club sports system saying the two players, one have the similar performance, but one or say one might have a little bit different, better in performance, but already mature. Okay. The one who have a little bit lack of performance, not yet mature yet. So when maturity hits, that's going to be a big jump. You know, so that's sports science in the UK, in the European country has been developed for a long time, especially for soccer, and and they have their system set up for club academies, all that. Now AI go into the scenery, right? AI now it's changing every day and it's strong. And one thing it can do very easily is gather a big amount of data and arranging that big amount of data. And that one thing all coaches, sports scientists wasn't able to do before. Now it's in their power to do that. Fully changing coach, the role of the coach or the decision makers of the coaches or the sports scientists, I would say I don't think it's possible to do that. I don't think it's possible to do that. You know, I wasn't like you said, you know, I'm coming from the engineer background. I would say, hey, being smart with number, I can study, you know, sports science very easily because, you know, it's not as hard as those engineering textbook that I have to go through. But it's to right now, as of I have experience in the weight room, on the beach, in the locker room, the one thing that I think separate good coaches and average coaches is the ability to build relationship. And I don't think it's, you know, machine can never replace that.
That's true.
That the emotions, for example, Coach Lee in KU soccer, is tremendous with that, building relationship.
Yes,
And
good guy.
Yes. And it's just, you know, it's hard. Like I said, like you know, you're passionate for Lawrence, you're passionate for this community.
Yeah.
The player here in Lawrence want to play for you. That's they not want to play for a machine, right?
That's true.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. And now with the help of AI, with the help of the machine, with the help of the lab, sports science, it might strengthen that relationship in a way,
That's
right?
Yeah.
They asking me all the time, what is the best exercise? What is the best training drill for a soccer player? I say, it's a training drill that the player do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always better than the training drill that they're not doing or
That's true.
not doing correctly.
Yeah.
And in order to do those drills correctly, they have to trust the coach.
Yeah.
They you know, some of those players,
Yeah.
those ones that never follow your order. They don't. You know, it's hard to work with those players, and those players are hard to improve in your system.
Yes.
Not saying they are not a good player or you're not a good coach.
Yeah.
It's just the relationship is not there.
Mm.
You know, they might be a very good player for some other coaches, right?
Yeah.
So it's and you might be a good coaches for a lot of other players.
That's so
but
cool.
so the way you're explaining it, the way they taking it, the way they're applying it is really built on relationship, I think. And soccer that's why soccer is fun. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of drama
Yep.
between the coaches and between the players. So the coaches connect the player, connect the team, influence their style of play. Yeah, so that's I don't think machine will ever be able to replace that. That's why, you know, me, you know, sports science, I have to really work with the coaches and also with the player to understand them. Yeah, it's not like I can just sit in front of the computers to throwing out numbers and saying this number is correct.
Wow, it's very, very interesting you touch base on that connections, because I think that's the key. When people ask what's coaching is being able to build connections, because if the players or the coach, one of them don't believe to one another or respect one another in that dimensions, then it's not there to improve. So that connection, that also national side, a key point to improving player desire to get to the next level or help them be the best they can be. So, which is very, very interesting. I'm glad you touched on that for sure, because that just reinforce, you know, what I always believe and see what coaching youth looks like, or any athlete, matter of fact. So the interesting things is technology, data, numbers. I remember one time when I first met you, you mentioned about, okay, if you can not read the numbers, what's the point, right? So meaning if you are having all of this, you know, technology to read the data, but you have no idea to really express those numbers, you know, so why? What's the point? You know, having the numbers are important and very good, but you gotta be able to read them. You gotta be able to understand them. You gotta be able to know the meanings behind them, right? So, and I see it a lot lately these days in soccer. There's a lot of GPS trackers and stuff like that. So, how does GPS trackers changing soccer training and the numbers they're bringing out?
Okay, so GPS trackers is a system. It's a big system for all soccer team at the moment. I'd probably say it's the biggest. Why? Load management, that the key underlying factors for the GPS system. So GPS is like in your car, they measure how far you go, how fast you go, that type of things. And how far you run during the match, how fast you run during the match, how many start and stops and change of direction during the match, those GPS can recognize. And it giving you a quantifying methods to understand the external load that plays on the player body. And load management, those type of number lead to several big injuries that affecting players' performance. Say the hamstring is the biggest, and those soft tissues injuries
Yeah.
are the one that load management can really help the players and the coaching staff
Yeah.
to managing training load, game load, those players that not enough have enough load, catching up to those players that play a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then everybody can train again as a team, follow the same program again. And so it's a load management. That basically the GPS system is for that. Competition, load management, and that's the GPS system in a nutshell.
And are they accurate on the reading? All this GPS that you see, is it truly accurate that give you the numbers or the details of the information to say?
No, I understand your point. Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always this thing that my lab do is always comparing the validity
Mm-hmm.
and the reliability
Okay.
of the measurements.
Oh,
Okay, so validity
Yeah.
is that number accurate?
Yeah.
Reliability is can it get several accurate information in a row,
Mhm.
right? So to say it's accurate,
Mhm.
I would not. I to be honest, I'm not believe that it's 100% accurate, but the value of it is for load managing in terms of monitors.
Wow.
So, say it's giving me, I run 10K last Monday.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if I run 10K or I run 9K, but the next GPS system can give you my running distance to be 12K. It's different.
Yeah.
However, comparing Monday to Tuesday,
Mhm.
Tuesday to Wednesday, I can see the changing. Doesn't matter if that number is accurate or
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
right? I can see the change.
Mhm.
And that change is what matters, because different system,
Yeah.
different GPS,
Yeah.
different signal.
Yeah.
There's so many going on into one technologies that we have to be considerate about.
That's
Different location have different GPS signal too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so right now, I think technology is going into a way that each team, advanced, high-level team, going to have their own satellite.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, imagine
Okay.
that.
That's good.
I think there's a situation now that team going to have their own, not say Wi-Fi channel or data channel
Yeah.
to get the data from the player on the field back to their back office, like totally separate from the rest of the world.
Oh,
Confidentiality and the amount of big data that going into your computers through GPS, through satellite, through Wi-Fi is sometimes it's not strong enough for 100 millions of data point every minute go into
Wow. This is super interesting. Jambars Nation, don't forget to subscribe. Again, check our website at www.jambarsoccer.com. I hope you are getting as much information as I here with Mr. Minh here. Definitely teaching me a lot and really, just giving us a lot of information that's related to the game of football that we need to know because science is it's evidence, get after these things and be going with it. So thank you, Minh. So my questions I have, these are something to start thinking about. And one of the things is because I was in your lab the other day and you showed me something and then I'm going home, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, how? What? That doesn't make no sense. But yes, you have this area where you have cameras.
Yeah.
And then also your supervisor, I met with him, was a great guy. He talked the same thing about being able to do it using two phones. So it's about ECL, torn, and thanks prevention, stuff like that, because the camera can start telling you some things. Can you touch base of that, because I've seen a lot of athletes having that injury left and right. So if there's a way we can help them, I'll start thinking about giving them thoughts on how to prevent that injury, that would be beneficial for them and their family, I think.
Yeah, totally. So the camera system that you're talking about was our markerless motion capture system. They use a different camera, sometimes 16 different camera to filming the movement that you do. And our video analysis, they can recognize force, they can recognize load on each joint of your body, and it giving you, injury prevention warning or asymmetry or weaknesses in several, those joints on your body.
Yeah.
But the thing for that is this was developed in the lab, and it's highly clinical based measurements, which means it's hard for the mass populations
Yes.
to use it. If you are injured and you go into a very high-end PT office, then you can get access to those type of technology, maybe. And however, the new technologies that we are working on is called OpenCap. It's a big project that in our Wuxi Human Performance Alliance, leading by Stanford. So yeah, they develop a system that they can shrinking down from a big system
Okay.
into a system that you can use two phone
Oh, wow.
to filming similar movements, but the two phone now with the power of the cell phone and lots of data that already been captured
Yeah.
by Stanford. They think that this two phone can have the power of injury analysis similarly with those big lab-based, clinical-based system.
Nice.
Yeah. So the big project that we were talking about is that all the athlete gonna go through this two phone camera filming, a 5-minute testing,
Yeah.
and with the number like that, going through the scientific pipeline, we can giving informations for the parents, for the athlete to better their performance and their training. Yeah, so that's part of the lab, the translation of
it.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
you see Stanford,
Yes.
highly clinical,
Uh-huh.
highly theoretical.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it to the athletes.
Yes.
That's going through a pipeline that's
Wow.
maybe coaches like you can help because that's the link. That's the missing link, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's hard to bring thousands of athletes, hundred of athletes scanning through a PT clinic.
Yes.
But so they develop technologies, but don't know if this technology really beneficial if the end users is not going through, is not experiencing it. So
That's amazing. I'm a high believer of science, so I'm all game. If you need my help, I'm going to be up there helping. That's going to be a huge breakthrough, in my opinions, to get the two-phone system to help prevent such a things. Within the same line, is there any specific breakthrough that could change soccer in the next 10 years? When you talk about science, is there something you think within the next 10 years we can have it and that would change the game to the next level? If you have thought that for, if science has shown you certain things.
no, totally. Like I told you earlier. Now about the GPS.
Yes.
Right now, one player wear one GPS in the neck, in the vest.
Yeah.
But the future of that technology is that they're gonna have 8 different GPS on their body.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the
You better be
shoulder.
small.
For the shoulder,
Yes.
shoulder, for the knee, for the hip, for the ankle.
Oh wow! I see in the World Cup most of them wear them on the arm. The GPS they used to wear on the back, they were wearing it on the armband.
Yeah. I think that's the warp system.
Warp system.
Yeah. That's also that's the UK player. They
Yes.
really go, and they also have blood flow restrictive band that help it with recovery.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, you pay attention to those, but those are new scientific information that UK really lead the world in terms of those applications. Yeah, but like you said, technology going to so AGPS now even bigger data. So that's why I'm talking to you. Team now gonna have their own data streaming line, go into their back office for the sports science to work with,
That's fantastic.
and like with the AGPS, they're gonna see how your knee moving during that critical moment. Yeah, but I don't know. It's right now. It's not working
Yeah.
because the scientific trials that we have on, we bring the GPS down to the knee already. Some of the school do too much noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
signal data,
Okay.
separate the signal to the noise is hard with the GPS down to the knee. But now with AI capability and all that, this
Yeah.
might change.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things. And now with cell phone, the thing for sports science information, they're gonna be translating into even a bigger population, not only the elite athlete, but hopefully, all sport lover, all athletes can benefit from the technologies now with the new.
That's fantastic. Well, we are looking forward to that. So hopefully, science doesn't stop intriguing us, just teaching us and just giving us more information. Because one of the things, I'm a big believer in this for a fact, because of science and the technology behind the things, teams can tell how much this player can give us today at the elite performance. Like looking at the data or whatever, I can tell, okay, this player will give me 1 hour on the pitch today. So after 1 hour, he needs to be out because that's what we can get for him. And it's all based on science. We couldn't know that. It was going to be tough to really be on point on those things. So this is used and definitely a good weekend if you ask me. So this we are getting close, Jambars Nations, to finishing our podcast number 3 with Mr. Minh. Again, subscribe, alright, and then check our website on www.jambarsoccer.com. So if every single youth coach knew one specific thing, what should it be? When you talk about science, what should they know? If they were to know this one thing, you want to give them advice on one thing about science, what would that be?
I would bring it back to my first answer.
Yes.
For youth sport coach, the focus should be to not only developing the athlete in terms of technical, tactical, physical, but the passion about the game.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of soccer. Or whatever sport it is that they're coaching. And to be able to do that, the science go into that too. Science go into that. Now, actually, you cannot burn out the athlete by having them practicing too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Burnout is a concept for psychology. You have to keep expanding that knowledge of mental health, of psychology to different age group. Male, female athlete, different too. It's hard, man. It's hard. One of the big concepts, there are a lot of youth academy and sport coaching, youth sport coach are trying to grasp is the long-term athlete developments that probably you and Dr. Johnson's kind of talk about a lot.
Yes.
focus early or focus late in one sport. Like I said, it have to be a balance. It's really depend on the situations.
Yes.
Yeah, right now the informations. If the athlete has a well-developed athleticism by playing multiple sports, it's gonna really benefit their athletic development in the long term.
Okay.
However, if you know that that athlete has his goal to be very good, high-level soccer player, then the other sport that they playing need to go back into the equation too. You have to, find a way to know those activities are better translating into the soccer game. Those activities are really helping him with his weaknesses, strengthening his strength. But the other day I have a chance to talk to the Arsenal soccer academy sports science team.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and Arsene Wenger, the coach, Arsene Wenger coach. Techniques.
Yeah.
Really important. Always really important for players. But with how the game is changing right now.
Yeah.
Everything getting so much faster.
Yeah.
All team get so much faster. So right now, I think it must be developed hands in hand, physical and technical. Yeah, but for sure you cannot lack on one side. The game, with Mbappe, with how fast the team is increasing speed now.
Yeah.
In order to be elite, you have to really start early, developing multiple area and just start getting serious and getting good coaching, good information early. Yeah, because in order to make it into the academy at 14, not only technical now, but you have to understand the game. You have to be fast. You have to be technical at the same time. It's the demand is changing. So Wenger is not so correct anymore. It's still correct though, but now there's a lot of information going on too. So you have to really focus on that. Yeah,
that's amazing, because I'm glad you mentioned Arsene Wenger. He used to be one of my coaches when he was at Arsenal. Technical, definitely mastermind behind a lot of things, developing players, giving them confidence. Now he's with FIFA, helping them better the game, which is amazing. So it's fantastic. All of this technology. Just the final question I have for you: is there any myth in science? Yeah, myth. Yeah. What are the things that you think used to be a myth? It's a myth because science has given us evidence that that's not.
Okay. So out of everything, I would say the biggest myth for a soccer player is that they don't need to lifting weight.
Wow. Whoa, you heard it here at the Jambars Nation podcast. Wow, amazing. Don't forget to subscribe. This is amazing. We're going to have to touch base on this one. Whoa, man, you got to elaborate. We were about to finish up, but we want to listen.
I need to make sure. I said, so they need to lift weight.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to strength training.
Okay.
With a good program.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I don't want to.
You almost give me a heart attack here.
Yeah, I want to give out wrong information here. They need to strength in the sports science world as of right now.
Yes.
Strength training, probably the highest evidence informations that sports science need to give to athletes.
Yeah.
You have to have a strength foundations. You don't have to be the strongest person. But it have to be a foundation. Out of all sports, the player with better strength have more playing time than the player with good strength.
That's 100%.
So playing time leads to injury. You know, playing time separate. You don't have injury. That's why you play more.
That's
yeah,
true.
you know, the
That's
starting.
true.
Yeah. So your muscle is stronger. You have less fatigue.
Mhm.
Yeah, but everything have to be managed via load management system,
Okay.
intensity. All those have to be specific to the players, to the individual, to his strength and weaknesses. But strength training, you don't think, a lot of time they say, soccer player, you don't need to lift weight, you don't need to go in the weight room, just go out and play with the ball. No, in order to protect your body as a youth athlete, you need strength.
Yeah.
You know, to play at a high level,
True.
you need
Yes,
strength
you
now,
need that
especially
strength.
with how the game is changing now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need power, you need strength, you need everything pretty
You see
much.
Messi lifting weight now?
Yeah.
You
Everybody
see the
does.
pictures?
I'm telling you, everybody is doing it because, you know, it's like you mentioned earlier, the game is improving and being faster, you know, quicker reactions, and you have to adapt. Every single player out there need to adapt to the speed of the game, the demand of the game.
Yeah.
So yes, you're gonna have to, you know, be good on both sides, understand the balance, but most importantly, Jambars Nation is about the love for the game. You gotta love it, like Minh mentions. You know, if any youth athletes out there find the passion for what you do, be able to do it the right way, and then be able to love it first and foremost. All right, coachable. I have the connections, all of this type of stuff. We witness being here, just, you know, educating us about the science behind football. It's something I urge all of you guys think about. You know, I'm a big believer that it's making a huge impact. It's gonna keep on making a huge impact moving forwards, and we gotta jump on that ship and get things solid and done right. So, any final word you have for our Jambars Nations people?
I love this game, right? what does that say? Yeah.
Anything for the love of the game.
Yeah, I love the game, watching soccer,
Yes.
football.
Which is amazing. So thank you very, very much for finding the time to come out here and be able to give us your insight
My
about
pleasure.
science. We're looking forward to collaborating with you and your departments, definitely, because it's gonna be huge. I think science is always a big thing, and have been giving evidence, because the evidence is what we're looking for. You know, it's not about just telling you whatever is giving you the evidence. This is the studies that have shown that this is working and is helping. So we have to get after that and keep working and improving these athletes, helping them be the best they can be on and off the field, like we always do at the Jambars Youth Soccer Club. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being part of us. Look forward to seeing you on our next podcast, which will be number 4. All right? Peace. Okay, yo.